Thank you very much, Shocks. And indeed, quite a great game coming out of Cloud9 for the win. The way they got there didn't really work out the way they wanted it to. It seemed to be a little bit sloppy. They were chasing a few kills, but those were really when they had the lead. We were kind of on the desk edging it out in that last game. If it goes the wrong way, it's definitely going to be going in the favor of paiN Gaming. But Cloud9, they squeaked out that second game.
Well, they got 35 kills. Yes. So at least that's a lot of kills.
One thing to notice, the goal difference, even though there was like
small.
Yeah, it was like 20 kills or something difference. Yeah, there was only like a 5-6K goal difference. It's really, really, really close in these games now.
Yeah, as they were saying on the caster's desk, a really concerning game for Cloud9. Or, I mean, we actually kept kind of saying this during Worlds when Kaboom was almost beating teams. It's like, oh yeah, those guys, they just got to play better. It's concerning they can't close out Kaboom. And, you know, actually the Brazilian teams are pretty good. I mean, paiN was a good team. And yes, it was sloppy. I think it's pretty clear we're going to see some sloppy play in the preseason from time to time. But yeah, Cloud9 had 2 relatively close games against them to move on.
I think it was definitely just Cloud9's prowess, experience, being veterans, even on this new patch. And they didn't show too much. We did see the Lissandra from balls top, twice a Corki high and mid, so they can really go on to face Alliance with pretty much anything here. They have many more tricks up their sleeve. Looking at paiN Gaming, they didn't stop trying to get back in the game, though. I definitely like that about their gameplay. They just didn't have the right shots. Like Monty said, with kind of the same compositions, that difference is exacerbated so much if you have the bigger gold lead, because you're going to be able to outpoke. You're going to be able to do more damage.
Although you have to keep in mind that Cammy was a real force throughout this game. He was hurting a lot, especially on Meteos, who didn't have any magic resist whatsoever. Cammy was picking off people. Well, I think Hai was kind of playing around with him a little bit. You remember that, the dodging the ulti like several times?
Yeah.
There was actually a lot of dodging, a lot of good play, and you bring up Meteos. We're going to bring up a replay on your screen here. Kobe's going to walk us through. Just beautiful zoning on the Dragon fight. Really well played here around 18 minutes into the game.
So there's something I wanted to illustrate with this was Meteos' utility tank build. Everybody was wondering how Cloud9 gets out of this Dragon, you know, pretty much unscathed. It's Meteos kind of in the back here, the unsung hero at the top of the screen. He goes in, he zones out all the damage here. He's built full tank, and then Janna ults him back through the Cataclysm, and he just leaves it up. So the rest of Cloud9 can clean up their kills inside the pit. The top 2 damage sources there for paiN didn't get to do anything for the majority of that fight, and then they're able to cleanly disengage. I just really like, they mentioned the armor shred and the attack speed that it gave for the AA comp, but also Meteos' use of that terrain creation was really, really good all game long.
Now, Jet, you know, everybody was doing, I'm going to put this on you. We say that Cloud9 is somewhat struggling in those games, could have definitely lost to the lower tier teams there, but is that something that's going to hurt them, or can they right the ship? Were they just playing a little bit lackluster, or was Cloud9 just coming off a break?
I'd say kind of yes to everything you said right there.
A little bit each.
Yeah, pretty much. They were sloppy.
Said they were winging it.
They are coming on the break. They said they were winging it.
They were winging it.
I would honestly say, though, that they have a big advantage over Alliance in the fact that they did get today's games in.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be huge for them, because a lot of the teams that haven't been playing for a while, and this is them just getting back into the swing of things, and they're definitely going to have a really good shot at this right now with having 2 games up over Alliance, and Alliance coming in fresh tomorrow.
Absolutely true, and we are going to have coming up, it is going to be Team Solo Mid versus Unicorns of Love. We'll go over that a little bit before we throw to break here. We're going to see Santorin. We're going to up against, I'm not going to remember in the jungle. Nope.
Unicorn of Love was Kikis.
Kikis. I was going to say Kikis, and then I told myself I was wrong, but never second guess yourself. And then we have Power Vivo and Bjergsen in the mid lane. Really excited to see all of these matchups, and I think with kind of just the pillar that TSM is, I think this could really make a name for Unicorns of Love, and that even puts more pressure on them this game, and it could really put a hurt on Team Solo Mid if they come out of this game with a big loss, because everybody's going to say, what's this new composition going to bring?
Yeah, at this point, it's on to the EU versus NA showdowns, because that's what both of the semifinals are. It's a preview of the constant trash talk between the European and North American LCSs to see who is the better team. Obviously, there's going to be arguments on both sides. Cloud9 and TSM are the 1 and 2 teams in the NALCS, whereas Unicorns of Love just qualified. And honestly, they are a challenger team who came together at the right time, but the expectations of beating TSM is really, really high reaching. If they could do that, it would be incredible, because they shouldn't be ready to beat TSM yet. So if they do, it's impressive.
That's a really good way to put it. And they shouldn't be too down if they don't beat TSM as well. This is a big stage for them to be playing on. We heard Power of Evil say it's a little insane to be in front of a crowd like this, and it's something that TSM faced at Worlds over and over again and for the past few years. So right now we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to throw it to Shocks on the stage for a quick interview.
Thank you very